Speaking of things that are more or less worth watching,
Yes.
Spy Family, Code White.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I went to the movies on last Friday. I'll say that this had a reasonably full theater.
Hmm?
Also, props to Crunchyroll. It was available subbed and dubbed. I watched it subbed because that's how I watch Spy Family usually.
Yeah. So you got to hear Anya refer to herself in the third person.
Over and over again, yes.
Yeah.
So anytime you're doing this sort of spin-off movie, you kind of have a hard time of it,
Mm,
in the sense that you want something that will please the fans, but won't be completely confusing to a rando who wanders into the movie theater.
right. Yeah.
So as far as setting up the overall premise of the show, I think they do a good job. I would say, if I'm just going by this movie poster, this movie poster is kind of a lie because they neither spend much time at the school. Actually, is that's upside down? I can't tell what that building is supposed to be.
I
Because
can't tell either.
that might be the Zeppelin that's in the last part of the movie.
Oh, that
I don't
might
know.
actually. I think that. Yeah, I think that is a Zeppelin because I see the top part. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that if that's the case, then that is accurate.
Mm,
All right. So basic rundown of the show. If you haven't seen it, there's a spy and an assassin. They are fake married to each other for their missions. They are unaware of each other's missions. The X factor is they have a psychic daughter, a psychic fake daughter, who she can read their minds, but she can't always understand what they're actually trying to do.
right. Yeah.
She also has a psychic, or she also has a telepathic, or she has a clairvoyant dog whose mind she can read, yeah,
Yes.
which gives her insight into things that are going to happen.
Mm,
Um, so I would say that as far as the actual storyline goes, the movie has kind of a flimsy premise, if I'm perfectly honest.
ooh.
So the plot of the show is that Anya is trying to basically Anya is trying to infiltrate the social circle of that boy to the left of her, who is totally not tsundere for her, totally not,
Yeah. Yeah.
because his dad is involved with shenanigans that the spy father is trying to find out about.
Right.
And as part of that, there's always the attempts to get her these special stars at the school, because if she could become a imperial scholar, whatever they call it, then that'll raise her profile enough that he might get invited in and join the evil guy's social circle.
Yes. The only problem is that Anya is really stupid.
Yeah, Anya is an idiot and may be a year younger than she is pretending to be.
Yeah.
I think it's a little ambiguous, but it would not be impossible that she's actually a 4-year-old trying to go to kindergarten at an elite school. So
Yeah. Yeah.
not an easy go of it.
Yeah.
So they're having a contest at the school to try different desserts, or to make dessert.
Mm,
It's like they'll get the ingredients together and they'll get access to this kitchen and they'll make dessert, and the best winner, or the one that wins, gets a one of the special imperial stars.
mm.
Well, Lloyd knows that the vice principal, who is uh, the vice principal, who is going to be the judge, comes from this town to the north, and that his favorite dessert is this obscure fruit meringue dish. He knows this because he is a super spy and is just hyper. He has like a photographic memory.
Yes.
He kind of has to pass this off as, oh, I just read it in the school newspaper or some such.
Yeah.
Now, mixed in with this, uh, Yor, the fake wife, sees Lloyd uh, hanging out with another female spy briefly, and from the angle, it looks like he's kissing her.
Oh.
And one of her coworkers says, "Oh yeah, there's always the signs that your husband is cheating on you. He goes on mysterious trips, unexpected gifts, and I forget what the third sign was, but
Yeah.
So of course, what does Lloyd propose? Oh, we're going to go up to this town in the north, and you'll get to try this dessert, so you can learn how to make it better.
Yeah.
Which Yor goes, oh, unexpected trips. Like, even though it wouldn't really count if if he brings his wife on the trip.
Yeah.
But Yor is not a terribly smart character either, if we're being totally
No,
honest
no,
here.
yeah. Yours a little clueless. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so while they're up there, yeah, they order this dessert, but an evil local general walks into the restaurant and says, that's the last of that cake. Well, I want it. And so they take the cake and give it to him.
Uh,
And at some point, Anya ends up eating a chocolate that has a microfilm hidden inside of it.
okay.
And so the evil minions are out to try to track her down.
Uh,
So Ninja asks, aren't all the characters dumb in some way? Yeah, though. Okay, so with Lloyd, it's very questionable just how incurious he is about things going on in his personal life. It's
yeah.
like he thinks that he knows everything about Anya and Yor, so he has he has a false sense of security, and he never really questions anything happening in his home life too closely.
Yeah.
Because of course, if he did, the show would be over.
Right. Yeah.
She's enough of an airhead that you can kind of see her not noticing things about Lloyd.
Yeah.
But Lloyd's cluelessness is always like one of the more egregious parts of the series.
Yeah.
This movie this movie, which is non-canon, kind of takes this up to 11 that he would not have noticed anything was wrong or
Yeah.
anything was weird. Uh, the best way to put it from a plot perspective is if this got a pitch meeting, there'd be a lot of so the movie can happen. I'm going to have to ask you to get all the way off my back
Yeah.
for a lot of the elements of this,
Yeah.
because it's all in the service of getting the three of them separate from each other on this Zeppelin as it's crashing.
Yeah.
And they Yor has this guy with a flamethrower that she has to fight. Lloyd has to infiltrate the ship. Anya has been kidnapped, and the bad guys are trying to make her poop out the microfilm.
Yeah.
I hate to say like this is kind of a turn your brain off movie, but it's kind of a turn your brain off movie because I kind of kept making myself or find myself thinking, okay, so like one of the things that Lloyd can do is that he is very good at disguises.
Mhm.
Specifically, he rips off Lupin the Third in that he has like a bunch of these very perfect like masks and stuff. Like they move perfectly. Nobody ever notices he's wearing a mask. You just kind of ignore it because it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
And this is my memory of it. Usually, like it would have to be something that he would have to prepare in advance. Like he would have to know that he was going to disguise himself as somebody to have a rubber mask ready to go.
Yeah. Like Mission Impossible. Yeah.
Right. I had always thought that it operated on the same rules.
Yeah.
Lloyd gets a few of these disguises over the course of the movie where like the first one where he's perfectly looks like this woman that he had been seducing. Like and this is like the preliminary scene that's like at the start of the movie, like every character gets a preliminary scene to show off their talents.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, he probably just had a disguise of her ready to go.
Mhm.
But when he's on this Zeppelin that he wasn't planning to get onto, and he's disguised himself as an older officer who he happened to run into as he was infiltrating the ship, that kind of strained my credulity there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Similarly, the way that Yor beats the villain that she's fighting, it's like, I don't think that would work that way.
Oh.
Like it's cool and it's neat that it was a neat little Easter egg callback, but to something that happened earlier in the movie. But still, it's just
Mhm.
and also like if the movie ends with the three of them working together to try to keep the ship from crashing into a town.
Yeah.
It's like Lloyd if he wasn't holding the idiot ball? Huh. Yor said that she just jumped onto the airplane I was using to get onto this Zeppelin. Why did she do that? How did she get here? Didn't anybody see her? Why wasn't she shot by bad guys?
Yeah.
I wonder how she got here.
Yeah. These are important questions you have to ask.
Right. But again, Lloyd is just so that the movie can happen.
Yeah, yeah.
Lloyd kind of just isn't curious about anything that involves his immediate family, and I'm going to have to ask you to get all the way off my back about that.
Yeah.
Also, extended scenes of little girls having to go to the bathroom are tight.
Oh.
Now, I say that, but it actually was kind of funny the way they did it because
Uh,
the expressions they animated Anya with as she's trying to uh, uh, hold it in. Like
yeah.
they had a lot of fun with that. Like
Uh,
she had like fantasies and stuff like that.
okay.
Uh, um, Now, would I recommend this movie? If you're a fan of the show, it's basically an extended episode of the show.
Okay.
I would say that this feels more contrived than the show usually feels. So in terms
Mhm.
of quality, it's kind of like the Dragon Ball movies. You can't really plug those movies into continuity anywhere.
Oh,
And
yeah.
if you ask yourself, well, since when can this character do that power? Shut up
Mm.
and stop thinking about it.
Okay.
We needed this for the movie. Shut up.
Sure, yeah.
Wait, if Frieza had a brother, wouldn't he have been mentioned at all in the manga? Shut up. We need the movie to happen.
Yeah.
So
Don't
it's a
ask.
similar
Yeah.
sort of vibe here.
Yeah. Don't ask questions. Just consume product.
Yes. So I'll say that from a production perspective, it's very well done. There's some really amazing animation, especially in the back half of the movie.
Mm,
It's just kind of you have to take the movie as it is. And I
yeah.
would say that it's enjoyable. I don't know if I'm going to go rush out to watch it again.
Yeah. It's like the kids' Space Wizard
Yeah,
films.
Ninja says it's an anime movie. It's like the kids' Space Wizards films. Yeah, I don't know. I feel that with like if I compare it to My Hero Academia, Two Heroes or whatever the name of that one we reviewed a few weeks back.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That movie had way less yada yada so that the movie can happen. I'm gonna have to ask you to get all the way off my back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that one more or less fit together. Like you had to, they left out the one character who could have solved the whole plot intentionally, but still, it's like
Yeah.
that, that's a minor ask. This movie asks quite a bit of you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So would I say I don't necessarily say rush out to theaters to watch it.
Mm,
This is probably going to come to Crunchyroll at some point this year, so
yeah.
you're probably safe waiting for that.
Okay. Mm. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it was Die Hard with superheroes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the same time, I'm going to just say it would be hard to ramp up the action of the show
Mm.
without having the characters interact with each other in a way where you question how they don't figure out that something is weird about their family members.
Yeah.
Like you'd have to leave Yor out, or you'd have to leave Lloyd out, and usually the show does that. Like they never intersect with each other when weird things are happening.
Yeah,
But
like the cruise ship. Yeah.
right, like the cruise ship arc. Anya figures out that Yor is there. Lloyd never does. Because Lloyd never figures it out, it's plausible that he doesn't figure out that Yor is a super assassin after she fights off a whole ship full of assassins.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I will say one of the funnier things they did, or not funnier, cooler, fan
Mm,
servicey. I don't know. One of the things that they did was they had when Yor killed a bad guy in her opening scene,
yeah.
the blood spray from the guy painted a rose on the wall behind her.
Yeah.
I also say this show this movie continues the trend of I swear there was at least one fist fight at the studio that animated this, fighting over who got to lovingly animate inconsequential moments with Yor. Because
Yeah.
it feels like the camera is in love with her.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Well, I don't have any confirmation of this. I'm just
Yeah, yeah.
saying it would not surprise me if I found out that there had been at least one fist fight or at least one bitter argument about who got to animate what.
Yeah.
But that's all I really have to say about this. Yeah, it's kind of a turn your brain off movie. If you feel like going to the movie theaters, it's not a bad watch. But and there's probably some benefits to seeing it in the cinema, but it's also going to be fine on Crunchyroll.
Okay.